this COVID-19 is another crisis and is another reset, a way to reset, and but also it's another acceleration. And so I see, of course, it's awful, the pandemic, humanitarian pandemic that has been, is still, it's very awful period for humankind, for this planet. But I see also a positiveness because people will really look for nature. We look to rebalance, reconnect, recalibrate themselves in nature. So
that was
going
actually,
back to,
yeah, sorry. That was actually my next question. So you sort of like segued nicely into what I wanted to just ask you now about the impact of COVID pandemic. So I just saw an interview with you from earlier this year where you said that you're actually quite optimistic about the impact of COVID on the industry. So the accelerated speed of change is something that you just brought up, and it's actually something that I also wrote about in some like a commentary for Forbes in March. So we're absolutely in agreement on this. But are there any other implications of COVID for luxury travel or for meaningful experiences other than just like the accelerated speed of change that are really like upsides rather than the downsides? Because many sort of many parts of the luxury industry are in steep decline, and it's usually the ones that are more material. So I would imagine that the immaterial stuff, like you know, traveling, like reconnecting to ourselves, and maybe many other areas of meaningful experiences would be much more on the rise, and not just through COVID, but more towards the future as well. Would you agree?
yeah, I mean, it's a matter of time, and actually the luxury travel will recover first and fast, and will be very robust. And that was also after 2008, 2010 was exactly the same. So, I mean, just to give you to data, I mean, is 90% of the travel business disappeared. 88% of the travel spending was down versus last year. And 95% of the airline spending is down versus last year. I mean, this is tragic for the industry. And while many people, many companies, many hotels, many airlines, many businesses will go upside down, and will for good, and will unfortunately, very sadly, we won't be back. But also in terms of consumer, but what we see, what we need to look at some lights, and we see a light of recovery. We see, look at China, when of course it's 3-4 months before the or after before the US or Europe, and already they have 40%, 50% occupancy in the hotels, when 3 months ago they had 10% occupancy. And so, is there a recovery? Yes, there is a recovery. The leisure market, the leisure segment will recover faster. The road trips will recover faster. 85% of the travelers this year in December in US are driving by car. So the domestic regional market will recover very fast, especially the luxury segment. In terms of consumer, I think the consumer will deal. We have to deal with fear and the fear factor, and so everybody will react in a different way. And we cannot push it. I mean, I see with my kids, with my wife, I see with my colleagues, my team, and clients. Everybody will deal with fear in a fear factor in their own way, and we need to be respectful, responsible, and I think the key is communication. So while communication of how to bring cleaning, healthy, safe procedures, protocols in place, they can communicate them and make the guests comfortable. So that's certainly is one thing to do. I think we will wake up eventually from this unexpected nightmare in 2 years, and unfortunately that's what it will take. And there will be a new norm, and where there will be cleaning procedures, protocols. They will be part of our way to check in an hotel or go to a restaurant or go on a plane. And they will scan. There will be thermal scans, and it will be normal. We will be wearing masks will be just accessories. Like when I fly on the plane, I always have my eye mask, and now I have also my mouth mask. SARS in China, people in 2002, 2003, there have been masks were already part of, since then, became accessories for them. In 2009, after 9/11, we felt, oh my gosh, we cannot travel anymore. And actually planes were the most safe place where to be. And so it's all about be responsible, be safe, and with ourselves and with with anybody else next to us. And here in the States, I see, we reopened Camp Sarika and Amangil in Utah, and there is a 95% occupancy until the year end, and between $4,000 to $6,000 per night. So the luxury segment will come back, and faster and robust than ever, but will be also meaningful. People will look for meaningful experiences, back to what we are saying before.